Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. 3 reunions that should not happen. These former flames need to stay apart. General Hospital GH. Spoilers reveal that some exes are starting to get closer and could be on the verge of reuniting. Soap couples often come back around, but that isn't always a good thing. Let's talk about 3 reunions that should not happen, at least if the people involved want real happiness. These GH former flames need to stay apart or else they could end up making the same old mistakes. 1. Jordan and Curtis. For starters, we've got Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, and Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner. Curtis unfairly judged Jordan for keeping work-related secrets, so their marriage fell apart. There's no reason why Jordan should sign up for more pain, since Curtis hasn't learned his lesson. Curtis is being too judgmental with Portia Robinson, Brooke Care, now, so it's doubtful he'll treat Jordan right if he trades his current wife for his former one. It just feels like a bad idea for Curtis and Jordan to go back down that road together. 2. Rick and Elizabeth. Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, and Elizabeth Baldwin's, Rebecca Herbst, reunion would also be a disaster waiting to happen. Liz is still coping with her split from Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, and the fact that he's left Port Charles. Elizabeth needs to focus on healing her own heart, not giving it to Rick so that he can break it. Rick and Ava Jerome's Maura West relationship may end up crumbling, but that doesn't mean he should get back together with Liz, since it'd only lead to terrible news. All Rick's blackmail drama is sure to blow up anyway and leave Elizabeth furious, so it'd be better to skip any potential reunion and avoid any additional heartbreak. 3. Sonny and Carly. Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, have been growing closer in recent months, so some fans are wondering if they'll eventually become a couple again. Carly and Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna, romance is doomed due to the secrets he's keeping about Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, but that doesn't mean she should reunite with Sonny. Carly and Sonny's previous attempts to build a lasting romance haven't worked out so far. Sonny and this version of Carly have never truly sizzled in the chemistry department either, so it might be better to let them stick to friendship and co-parenting. Plus, it can be refreshing when soap exes are able to stay pals without having to go down a romantic path for the umpteenth time. Carly and Sonny are always going to care about each other, but perhaps they should keep doing that as friends instead of lovers. General Hospital spoilers say some love life shakeups are still to come, so stay tuned for updates on all the highs and lows. General Hospital spoilers. 3 reunions that should not happen. These former flames need to stay apart. In the twisted, tangled world of General Hospital, love is often as fleeting as it is passionate. Couples are formed and fractured at dizzying speed, only to circle back to each other like moths to a flame. But sometimes enough is enough. Some pairings were never meant to be, and despite fan nostalgia or sizzling chemistry, their reunion would do more harm than good. Not every spark is worth reigniting, especially when it's more likely to burn everything down. Here are 3 former flames from Port Charles who should absolutely stay apart, no matter how many longing glances, drunken confessions, or cliffhanger kisses may tempt them otherwise. 1. Sonny Corinthos and Brenda Barrett. Leave the past in the past. Ah, Sonny and Brenda. They were the it couple of the 90s, a mafia kingpin and a glamorous model with a rebel soul. Their chemistry was electric, their drama intense, and their history layered with heartbreak, betrayal, and danger. Every time Brenda returns to Port Charles, fans hold their breath, wondering if Sonny's eyes will drift from his current love interest and land back on his old flame. But it's time we all accepted the truth. Sonny and Brenda were toxic, and a reunion would be a disaster. Let's not forget how many times Brenda's presence nearly unraveled Sonny's entire world. Her need for emotional security clashed with his dangerous lifestyle, and while she was no stranger to melodrama, Sunny's mob life consistently put her in harm's way. She's been kidnapped, blown up, lied to, and used as leverage against him more times than we can count. Each time she walked away, it was with good reason. Not to mention the emotional toll on Sunny. Brenda's exits have always left him more unstable than before, pushing him toward darker impulses. He's made progress, sometimes slow, sometimes reversed, but he's grown. A reunion would be less about romance and more about regression. Brenda is a fire from a former life. Nostalgic, yes, but productive? Not even close. For both their sakes, she needs to stay away from Port Charles and from Sunny. 2. Elizabeth Weber and Jason Morgan. Love doesn't mean safe. There's a kind of mythic allure to the quiet intensity between Elizabeth and Jason. They were star-crossed from the start. She, the tender-hearted nurse with a complicated past. He, the stoic mob enforcer with a dangerous edge. Their love was deep, sincere, and occasionally searing. But love alone doesn't sustain a relationship, especially one with Jason's constant threat of violence looming. Let's be honest. Jason's world has never meshed with Liz's. She's built a life centered around her children, stability, and compassion. While she has walked on the wild side a few times, hello, Rick Lansing and Franco, her greatest moments of strength have come when she's chosen peace over chaos. With Jason, there's always someone with a gun lurking around the corner. That's not a life Liz should or wants to live again. Their past also holds its fair share of pain. Remember the lies, the secrets, the times he chose the mob over her, over Jake? That wound never fully healed. Reuniting them would be a romantic retread of heartbreak. Liz deserves a partner who can actually come home at night, not just promise to. And let's not ignore the complicated relationships that have sprung up around them. Jason's history with Sam, Britt, and even Carly, on some emotional level, adds layers of tension. Liz has her own fraught past with Finn, Nicholas, and Franco's legacy. Bringing Jason back into her orbit would unravel the fragile balance she's worked so hard to build. In short, let sleeping romances lie. 3. Carly Spencer and Jax. The ship has sailed. They once looked like the power couple of Port Charles. Carly's fierce spirit and Jax's charming stability formed a dynamic match. But their love story was always a ticking time bomb. Every time they reunited, it was either doomed by Carly's emotional volatility or Jax's inability to handle the darker parts of her life. Opposites may attract, but in their case, they also combust. Carly and Jax were a good idea on paper. He brought out her softer side, and she made him feel alive. But Jax could never reconcile Carly's loyalty to Sunny or her taste for danger. Whether it was her covering for mob business, lying to protect her family, or dragging their daughter Jocelyn into risky situations, Carly's choices always alienated Jax. And she, in turn, resented his disapproval. They've tried to be friends, co-parents, even allies. But as lovers, they bring out each other's worst insecurities. Jax tries to control. Carly pushes boundaries. He wants clean lines. She lives in the gray. It's oil and water. Carly's story has evolved, especially since her romance with Drew, and her growing independence from Sunny. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay inspired.